cars. There's Maples. Wow, that's a big hit for Allen to the left rear quarter panel of Backus.
You're going to have to take a look at the front of that 20 car. Could be enough damage to bring him to pit road. Another great view by our cameraman. There's Brad Smith going through the grass. Flat on Backus' car. Arca officials will allow him to change that.
And that was from the contact from Lawless Allen, who was in that tight battle for second at the time with Brendan Queen and Mason Mitchell, as we are under our second caution of the race for the Spruce 200 with the Arca Menard Series and Lawless Allen.
Wow.
Second race in a row, heavy damage to the Venturini Motorsports number 20. Cleanup continues. We'll be back for more from Madison right after this. After our second caution of the race, wrapping up our second place driver at the time, Lawless Allen, a ton of damage to the front of that Camry.
Yeah, they actually did not push that pan that's in front of the radiator inlet. So that car is going to have some overheating issues if they don't bring it back in and work on that.
And Allen electing to come back down the pit lane as we are a lap away from the restart. So, Bill, as you mentioned, a driver who has been an ace on short tracks in 2025. Looks as though another potential contender may be falling by the wayside early, and they're trying to hustle to see if they can cut some of that bodywork away, and time is running out. In fact, Phil, it looks like they're not. They're going to try to push that car off. Nope, they appear to be done.
What a tough break. Second week in a row for Lawless Allen.
Third in the points coming into this race as we get ready for another restart. We'll be completing lap number 40 with the pole sitter race leader Max Reeves on the outside of the 18. Butterbean back to second. LeVar Scott trying to shove his way up in the second spot, but Butterbean still to the inside for the lead in turn one.
This is the first time that Butterbean has been able to stay beside him, Max Reeves, but he's going to lose that spot. Now he's got to worry about the 6 of LeVar Scott.
Butterbean slides his way up in front of LeVar, coming off turn 4 to cement second place.
That was literal as far as sliding in front of LeVar Scott.
Oh,
LeVar Scott sideways.
Able to catch it, bit of a jam up behind him. He'll lose ground to Queen, who holds second. Mason Mitchell trying to pounce with Robusto up into the top 5.
How about Jason Kitzmiller? First time we've mentioned him, that 97 car having a good run.
See the last few races for LeVar Scott after being so close to going to victory lane at Elko until a late mechanical gremlin bit them so badly the car fell off the lead lap in the waning laps of that race, in which Max Reeves won. He too looking for one that got away at a time in which he's still trying to finalize plans for 2026.
And still this year, his 11th is his worst finish. Only one finish this year in 14 races outside of the top 10.
Keeping Mason Mitchell at bay behind him in the 25. Robusto right there in the 55. As you mentioned, Phil Kitzmiller, who has a moment of his own behind him off turn 4, running in 6th.
So that 70 car for just a moment, that white car, that's Julian DaCosta. That's his first ever Arca Menard Series start. Doing a nice job up in the top 10.
Had a chance to catch up with Julian earlier today and talk about how this relationship came to pass. He's been spending a lot of time in Trans Am, running some Pro 8 model races as well. A lot of pressure coming with the opportunity, but he said he was open and yielding all bits of advice that could come his way. Really looking forward to the chance to work with this team. He's doing a great job so far in 7th.
Yeah, having Shannon Rush calling the shots, the guy that's been to victory lane 3 times already this year. Won 10 races with Jesse Love a couple years ago. Having a guy like that in your corner certainly helps.
Race leader Max Reeves, left side of your picture, about a second up on Brendan Queen. As you watch the battle for 4th, right side of your frame with Mason Mitchell and Isabella Robusto remaining separated by about a half a second as Reeves works over Brayton Laster to put him another lap off the leaders.
I really like the line. See just a little bit of brake rotor glow from that 18. Out front like that with over a second lead, you can manage those brakes a little bit better than you can when you're fighting somebody for position.
There's Tristan McKee, who again is several laps down after a brake issue of his own. He still scored 5 laps down, working over Kaylee Bryson in that 17. Kaylee is currently running in the 9th spot in what is her Arca Menard Series national debut with this team. And we mentioned the problem in practice. She had an oil line come undone, sparked a brief fire. I went up to Kaylee just to see if she was okay afterwards, and she smiled and said, no big deal, focus forward. And she's been doing a great job so far tonight.
She has so little experience in a car like this. She ran Sonoma in the West Series, obviously same kind of car, same team. It made definitely the same team. Steve McGowan and Bruce Cook own that team.
We talk about experience, Phil. Kaylee has raced here before in a USAC Silver Crown Series race in 2023.
I'm not sure how much you can take from that car for this, but it's laps. It's laps.
Battle for fourth just won't go away. We're adding a couple of cars to it. Mitchell, Robusto, 25-55. Kitts Miller just behind Acosta in the 70.